What's up, everybody? It's your girl Jillian A. Dean. If you are new to this page, first thing to do is subscribe and like. If you are looking to start your own scrub business and you want all the lovely tips and gems that I am about to drop for you today. First, let me start by saying I thank everyone who has subscribed. I'm absolutely happy that my content helps those who are interested in starting a scrub business and don't know where to start. Trust and believe. I was there before. A lot of lessons learned along the way, and that's exactly why I do what I do. So to start, today I'm going to basically touch upon finding a reputable manufacturer. There are people who want to start their own brands, and there are those who want to either drop ship or wholesale. And you can do that in many different ways. So I'm going to kind of go through how you can find a manufacturer overseas and create your own stuff. Also, manufacturers that are in the States, kind of the pros and cons and how, the pricing is, and then how to go about drop shipping. So first things first is when you're looking for a manufacturer, if you do go with finding one overseas to create your own brand, you do need to know there really is no clear way to know if they basically live up to your standards. Okay, you are going to have to get samples, and that's why I tell everyone to start off with getting samples before even trying to buy in bulk. You do have to pay for samples, but it's the only way you're going to see if the quality of the manufacturer matches with what your vision is for your own scrub line. So I'm going to go through as to where I find mine and how I direct my mentees as to finding their overseas manufacturers to create their scrubs. Finding a reputable overseas manufacturer. Alibaba is the site that I use. Alibaba is basically a business-to-business marketplace. It has more than just scrubs. It has electronics. It has everything. So if you even have another business in which you sell products, this is a great place to basically find it. So right here, this is how you would find it. You see there's already scrubs up because this is my number one research on here, right? So we're going to go with this business. I'm going to like this. So how I look at and how I research if I'm going to actually move forward with a company is, say I like the color of this. I'm going to look at, all their information. And then right here, I'm going to look at some of their things. Mercury Trading Co. It's basically been on the platform for 5 years. It is based out of Pakistan. So right there, it has its flags and everything. It shows you similar suppliers and things like that. Now I'm going to go to store, and as you can see, their store brings me to their main site. They have a full website with everything that they sell on it. Now I'm going to go to another one just to check it out, because like I said, I never go with the first one. I always look, so this is very different and modern. I see that minimum order sets for a sample is 2, and they're at $19.98 per set. I like to look at some of these attributes. 7-day sample order lead time. Sample price is $28 a set. So I like this here where you see purchase details. It shows protection with trade assurance. So that basically lets you know that if anything happens, if you don't get your product for some reason, if something is messed up, you're protected. You can get your money back. You can get your refunds back. Okay. This company is verified as a custom manufacturer. They're rated at 4.8. So that's a really good one. I like their reviews. So here you go. You see reviews. I'm really big on reviews. So I like to see what's going on. And you see, for the most part, they got the 4.8s, 5.0s. You can read through the reviews and just, see what other people that have worked with them, what they're talking about, what they say, what's the good, what's the bad. Down here shows basically all the information about them. So they are a verified supplier. That's what that check means. They've been on Alibaba platform for 4 years. This shows their store rating. This one also shows their online revenue. So they're basically almost like $1 million for what they do, and that could possibly be yearly. It shows their delivery rate, which is 99.8, which can't get any better than that. And their response time, which could be basically less than 2 hours. So those are good. And honestly, that's what I'm looking for when I look to work with a manufacturer that's overseas. I want to make sure that I'm looking at all this information right here in this little box, that I'm looking at reviews right here just to see, because these are actually real customers. And that basically I'm looking to see, is it a trade assurance? Am I protected if something goes wrong here? And then what I do next is, as you see down here, it says store, send inquiry, chat now, send order request. I always want to chat with someone. I want to let them know what I'm looking for, let them know who I am, and then see if they can accommodate me. I really use the conversations in the chat for me to decide whether or not I'm going to move forward. I'll usually ask for a sample of what they have on hand, because they do have things that are already created. And do know things that are already created, sets that are already created, you can take those and customize them, but you can also add different details so that they're different from other scrub companies. If they obviously supply other scrub companies and you just want a different, you can add pockets, you can take pockets away, you can make it a V-neck, you can make it a long sleeve, things like that. So just talk to them about customizing, in those things. But this is how I find basically overseas. There are sometimes you're going to find overseas companies that really just don't fit what you want. Or their communication isn't going to be good for you or something like that. You getting samples from them doesn't mean that you have to work with them, but I do suggest that you get a few samples from a few different manufacturers to decide which one that you want to go with. And that really is how you're going to end up finding your manufacturer from overseas. There really is no way of saying whether or not they're good or bad until you try it. But getting samples first, not buying in bulk so that you're wasting a bunch of money if you don't like them. Getting samples, communication, looking at their website, looking at their ratings, seeing their reviews is going to be basically a good way to see if this place is a good place to honestly supply you for your scrubs. Now, let's be clear. Overseas is not the only way to get a manufacturer. There are domestic manufacturers here. The difference is obviously in the prices. When you are dealing with domestic, obviously because our wages are different, it is going to cost you more to create your scrub line with a manufacturer that is in the States. However, it does not mean that it is going to be extremely expensive if it's something that you want to deal with. There is a manufacturer based out in Texas that will actually allow you to customize your scrubs with them. I'm going to drop the name so that you can look them up. Starting your brand with a domestic manufacturer can be great, because if you are designing your own scrubs, it's easier for you to basically have the rights to that. Whereas if it's overseas, unfortunately, there's a bit of, I would say it's harder. Only because they are overseas, and honestly, unless you're drawing up a contract and have a lawyer so that they can't sell your design off to other people, it's a bit harder getting your intellectual property basically like signed and sealed for them not to use it again. However, with domestic manufacturers, basically there are some here. They do allow you to customize like sets that they already have created, be able to put your logo, pick different sizes and different colors, and basically make it your own. You also have the manufacturers that will also create scrubs for you. Again, it is going to be a bit more pricier, but if that's something that you want to go with and you don't want basically anybody using your designs, or you have something in mind specifically for your brand, then I would say go that route. Honestly, spend more money on getting someone who's domestic, who can't sell your intellectual property. Okay? Now, again, as stated, making sure that all of these manufacturers basically have a good name, that they're truthful, that they're reliable, is something that you would have to basically find out kind of through yourself or through word of mouth. When it comes to the international ones, I always make sure I'm looking at reviews. I'm looking at how many years they've been on a platform. A lot of the times they will sit there and they give them like diamonds or some type of badge where you know they are basically legit manufacturers, that they really don't have that many complaints, and that they will be basically a good fit for you. So I urge you all, if you're going to do that and go through an overseas manufacturer, make sure you're reading up on them. Make sure they have a website, that their communication is on point with you. And then kind of build that relationship and see if they are, a good enough manufacturer for you. Now, again, there are other ways to basically creating your scrub line. I get a lot of questions about drop shipping and wholesaling. There are a lot of companies out there that do not mind wholesaling. Drop shipping, again, most of them prefer that you have a brick and mortar. So if that's something you're not going to do, or at this point you just can't do, then drop shipping I would not even look into unless you're going to go through a middleman. And again, if you go through a middleman, that is going to cost you money because they're trying to make money on their end. So they're going to charge you to basically drop ship under their name. So Allheart basically allows you to wholesale with sets starting as low as $9 from what their site says. You do have to go to allheart.com. You email them. I'm going to put, again, all the information in the description box. Another brand or company that allows you to wholesale to start your scrub business, if you do not want to start your own, is a scrub store or business called Scrubs Los Angeles. So they offer wholesaling of name brand scrubs. You can customize it. Okay. So it basically has your business. You can embroider it if you want. What they require is for you to send your business license, sign up for an account for them to approve, order of a sample box, and then submit your order to them, and then get your bulks of scrubs after you basically submit what you want and once they have all of your stuff with them. So if you're looking to start your scrub business, but you yet don't want to start your own line, or if you don't ever want to start your own line, these businesses, you can actually start wholesaling with them and just selling it on your own platform. Again, drop shipping is different. You do have to have a brick and mortar. And I know right now that's not nobody has any money like that to open up a store, as well as a lot of stores are closing. Everything is like online right now. That just seems to be the big wave of things. So yeah.
So I just wanted to add, because obviously something got cut off, that Adar is another one, and wholesalescrubs.com. They actually as well do wholesaling. You do have to go online, email them. There is something you need to fill out to sell for them.
So those are just a few companies that will allow you to basically start off your company without having to go through like manufacturers overseas and have them created. They're already created. You can buy from them and you can sell them on your platform if you first want to get your feet wet and see how the scrub business works for you, right? Now I'll tell you this is a little gem, because this is off of a list that I give exclusively to my students. I give them basically international manufacturers as well. But these are some of the domestic vendors and wholesalers that I do have on a list for my students who are starting their scrub business, who want to either do both, expand their scrub business and, sell other people's scrubs, or just exclusively want to sell other people's scrubs. So if you are interested in more, hit me up, join my course, and I send a lot more of this information. I am always updating this list because there are always other scrub brands that I'm always contacting to see if you can wholesale for them without having a brick and mortar. So I'm always adding to the list as I get information back from them. So again, if you're interested, subscribe, lock in my email. It is in my description, and let me know you're interested. And if you are kind of lost in starting your business, or you're just, looking for a lot more information, you just don't know what the steps are to really expand your business. Again, I do have a course, a self-paced course that is separate from my mentorship. I always encourage people to start off with a course because just because I'm giving, and my mentorship is really like a step by step, I walk you through every process, but I think the course will kind of give you basically more clarification as to whether or not I'm a good fit, my academy is a good fit for you, or even if you need mentorship. So it is on sale currently for $89.99. That link is in my description as well. The course is a 3.5 hour course. Again, it gives you all the information you need from starting it, banking, marketing, and then again, use these with the manufacturers to kind of get your samples and start your business. Do not hold yourself back. Right now is the time to really start. We are in quarter 4. It is one of the best times to sell, as well as the beginning of the year. So hop on it. If you have not, if you are still sitting there wondering, this is your cue to start your business today. Okay. So, if you liked what you heard today, again, subscribe. I will be on here more, dropping you some more gems about starting your scrub business. Okay. So thank you for joining me.